Hey everybody, it's Tammy Salamone, the Pink Survivor. So today I wanted to do a video on the ugly chemo side effects that no one really talks about. Of course, there's going to be more than what I talk about here today, but I just picked like 10 that were kind of irritating to me. So let's start with number one. I had these nosebleeds that would just last for 20 minutes. There was nothing I could do. And every time I would get one, I probably got one once or twice a week during chemo. And remember, I had Taxol, so that's the kind of chemo that I had once a week for 12 weeks. And once these nosebleeds came on, I just knew, I'm gonna have to wait it out for 20 minutes. So that was kind of irritating, especially if you had somewhere to go. There was just nothing I could do to kind of change that or rush the process along. It just happened. So that was my number one. Number two were these horrible mouth sores that started to develop probably by week 3, maybe. And first it started out just like canker sores, in your mouth and very painful. And then suddenly I realized it was hurting to swallow, and then light bulb, I've got them also in my throat. So then I realized I don't even really want to eat because it's so painful, in my mouth and to swallow. So we tried a compound mouthwash. I tried, I can't remember the name of it, but it'll come to me and I'll flash it on. It didn't work either. Nothing, salt water, nothing was giving me even any relief at all until finally I had to get a prescription. And that was for Valtrex, and that helped me so much. So if you're suffering, maybe you can mention that or ask about if you could get a prescription for Valtrex as well. Okay, number 3 irritating chemo side effect is I experienced dryness like everywhere, and it kind of, as chemo went on, got a little worse. So I was taking like Aquaphor, and I was just like coating, my arms and just. But you get dry everywhere, even your eyes, you're gonna feel it. So that's, of course, very irritating. Number 4, my nails became very soft and brittle. They just would, bend, they would break. There was really not a whole lot I could do. I did apply the Sally Hansen strengthening polish, and I would put it on for 3 or 4 or 5 days, and I would take it off and then I'd start over. So I did continue to do that with my nails, and they lasted, and they definitely got stronger once chemo ended, but it did take some time. Number 5 were my eyes became very blurry, and I really haven't heard a lot of people talk about this. I asked my oncologist about it, and she said it was probably from the steroids that they give you, with your chemo. So for the first time I was, using reading glasses to just read a book or a magazine. So that was kind of irritating, but she had said that would kind of improve also as chemo ended. And I did see that it kind of helped. My eyes were kind of getting a little worse, but it probably had something to do with my age as well, or maybe it kind of accelerated it, so that I did end up needing to get some new glasses or contacts. Okay, next. Number 6 I had was the steroids keeping me up at night. So that was just a nuisance and kind of irritating because you were exhausted when you got home from chemo, but then by the time night came, I was wide awake, or I'd fall asleep for an hour or 2, and then, bing, I would just be up for sometimes 2 or 3 hours, maybe more. I did not get a great night's sleep after steroids. Number 7, tiredness and fatigue. Definitely as chemo went on, as those weeks went on, I was feeling more and more tired. Coming home, I felt, initially very tired, wanted to take maybe even a little rest on the couch for a bit, and then just low energy overall would kind of accumulate as the weeks went on. Okay, number 8. You kind of get a little bit of a runny nose, and that could be caused more from Herceptin. I'm not sure, but it was something that I kind of experienced. I know other women had experienced that as well, and you kind of just feel like you're sniffling kind of all the time. I don't know exactly why that is a side effect, but that is one of them that I also felt. And number 9, upset stomach and nausea. And that, of course, kind of hit me right around week 5, 6, right in the middle. It just was this nauseous feeling that nothing really helped me at all, except for waiting it out. And sometimes, so I would just come home from chemo, I would just sit on the couch, and also kind of the next day actually is when it really hit me. And I would just watch the clock. I couldn't do a whole lot. I would still walk on the treadmill for an hour because I felt, pretty good in the morning as soon as you wake up. But then after that, just a terrible nauseous feeling for about 24 hours, but it did get better. Once I went to sleep that following night, once I got up, I felt a lot better. Okay, and number 10, difficulty concentrating and chemo brain. Definitely, I felt some effects of that. I know that other women also did too, where you're just kind of like, what am I doing today? Where am I going? One of my friends, I remember she had said that she would just drive to the wrong place. So I don't know if mine ever got that bad, but forgetful, definitely names. I would see people and I would be like, oh my gosh, I know that person. I know their name, but it just would not come to me. But that also improved. And I tried playing brain games whenever I could, and I still try and do that today. Well, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.